Okay. Speaking of religious psychosis, you know, I is it religious psychosis if it works? Is it religious psychosis if it works? I'm not really sure what all of my thoughts on religion and psychosis is right now, right? I feel like at some point in my life, we all have. If you are an internet person, you heard self care, blah 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 blah. I feel like I kind of got into that a little bit, but I was like, I for some reason I felt like it was always a scam of some sort. I don't know. But right now I'm really into spirituality, and I don't know if it's at some point I am going to also feel like it's a scam, and I'm going to, discover something else and move on and adapt or whatever, right? But right now, spiritual psychosis or not, I have always been a somewhat of a religious person. I grew up going to pretty much some sort of Catholic school or some sort of a religious school until college. I am South Sudanese, so back in Sudan, went to religious private schools. In America, I did that too. So religion has always been an indoctrination, a part of my existence, right? It's always been a thing. And I am gonna say that I loved God, God, and I like this, right? But then as I'm growing up and I'm learning about religion, I didn't know how to separate the institution of religion and the relationship that you have with God, right? Which is why I'm like, is it religious psychosis if it's working for me? Is it religious psychosis if it's working for me, right? If I'm lighting a candle and I'm praying and I'm using Psalms or I'm just asking for things and I see that it works because I'm also putting the work, right? I'm putting in the work because God does not help those who don't help themselves, which is what I learned back then, which is the same thing I'm learning in spirituality. I think the only thing I love most about spirituality is instead of putting your trust in an institution to be the middleman between you and God, you get to talk to God. And I've always felt that way. I feel like that's even in the books. God, Gulik. It's me and you. It's me and you. Right? So when I talk about spiritual psychosis and I talk about how I started taking it seriously, right? I started taking the spirituality stuff seriously, and I am talking to God. I am asking for whatever it is that I'm asking for. Like, for example, asking to be able to see why is everybody being so mad weird, right? And then praying for revelations to come to me in all sorts of ways, praying for it to be easy. Because that's the other thing I will tell people. That, it's like, pray for it to be easy. I didn't want it to be hard. I wanted to pray to be able to handle when things didn't go my way, because I used to be a certified crash out. I could not, like, the way I would want to get out of my body because I was uncomfortable with something was too much. And I was like, I can't, I don't know what's going on. So I prayed for that. Now, did it happen right away? No, but it happened in months. Like, it would happen when bad things would happen and I would handle them. And I would be fine. I was like, oh yeah, that's how come it worked. That's all I need. That's all I need to believe, right? I've already been indoctrinated in believing, in having faith in things that I do not necessarily see. So one of the things that I prayed for was to have people in my life that I can get along with, people that I can love, people that can love me, people that I can have a long-lasting relationship with, right? So I get invited to certain things or whatnot. And when I'm around these people, I've come to realize that I don't want to be around them. Not because I think I'm a better person than they are, which is one of the reasons I'm like, is it psychosis? I'm not thinking that I'm a better person than other people. There's some other thoughts that pop up, and I think that might be OCD, something I need to deal with. when I'm around these people that I've always felt like, hey, they seem, I want to be friends with them, right? These are grown women who have things that I don't have, and not to say that I want to use people, but I want to be around people who are uplifting themselves, women who study, women who go to college, women who do things like that, correct? So when I want to be around those types of people, now, when I'm around those types of people, and I hear them talk about how young girls who end up having relationships with like multimillionaires, this was about Cassie, and not understanding that that is grooming and blaming the young girls. I was like, these are not people that I want to hang around with. I don't have to be around these people. Which leads me back to a video that I just watched about how can you not feel anointed and not feel like you're the angel's favorites? Because really, when you think about angels and what they do is, they're there to bring the Lord's justice. The Lord's justice is not agreeing with a bunch of dumb women who think that a 19-year-old can groom a billionaire. You know what I mean? So how can the angels not love me when I can sit around and just tell these women, like, I think it's kind of odd that you think a 19-year-old can groom a millionaire, because at the end of the day, you are a grown-ass woman and you have children that are almost her age. You believe that your child has the power and the developmental know-how to groom you and an adult person? So that's what I mean by, like, that's the angels bringing on the justice and loving me, because, like, I'm going to bring that in the room. I'm going to say that in the room, because, and I'm also going to be tested. Am I going to still be around these people because I am so desperate for friendships? Will I let go of what morality I feel is right, that God has told me is right, which is that grooming people and being a pedophile is wrong? Am I going to be around people like that just because I want friendship? Or am I going to be like the angels and bring the Lord's justice and let them know, like, hey, God doesn't look too kindly upon women who do not choose to protect children and only choose to see bad side in children and forgive abusers. Yeah. And also, it's not my, like, the only thing I can say is I can just bring that in the room, right? That's the other thing that I'm also learning, right? I don't need to constantly be the one to bring in justice. Let me just say what I need to say, right? Which is, like, you just need to let them know, like, hey, I think we see things differently. You know what I mean? I think we see life differently. And that's okay. And having the courage to also not be in that room. Having the courage to step away and be like, these are not my people. These are not God's people. And if they are, they have a long way to go. They have their own journey to get to, right? And that's okay. That's all right. I don't need to be the judge of that. That's the fun part. Just because angels bring justice and stuff, they're not here to judge you. They're here to be like, hey, these are your infractions, and these are the results of your infractions. That's how I think about it anyways. But I am still going on this journey. So come along on this journey with me as I learn what it means to be religious. I don't know if I'm going to leave it or not. I don't know if I'm going to continue or not. But I'm going to put this on YouTube. So please subscribe to me, because I'm trying to get my subscribers up, right? And this is another thing that I was going to say. I've always wanted to do a yap-a-thon, and this is another way that I can believe that I am putting my faith where it is. Now, I don't know. I thought, hey, listen, once I get TikTok, I get to yapping over there, that'll be wonderful. And I thought it was going to be me writing on Substack, right? Wrote on Substack, got 1 view. Made YouTube videos, got a bunch, but not enough, maybe in the 20s. Made TikTok, got enough views to encourage me to go, because I've been doing, this is the 10th day today. I've been doing TikToks for the past 10 days. And then I did YouTube and I put 2 videos out, and I got more views on those 2 videos than I did all of my 10-day video, whatever, combined on TikTok. I will make another video explaining myself, what I want the channel to be about, what I'm excited about. But yes, I want you to follow me. I'm gonna put this out because this whole entire channel is gonna be about learning. One of the things that I thought I needed to be really perfect, that I needed to figure out how to edit perfectly, I needed whatever. Listen, those things I will learn as I'm going. So come along the journey with me. It's gonna get better. I cannot get good at something right away. Okay? I need the time to train myself. And that's the other thing too. I asked Thoth, the god of arithmetic, a bunch of other stuff. I cannot remember right now. But that's the other thing that I'm doing too, is I am asking for whether these entities or these deities that will be good at certain things, and asking them if we could work together. But just because I'm asking people to work with them doesn't mean that they can, like, you got to learn to, like, save certain parts for yourself, right? You can't just be letting, like, angels, deities, and whatever just walk through you. That's crazy. That sounds insane. But yeah, follow me, follow the channel, Dahlia Chartreuse, and I will appreciate your subscription. I do. So hit that subscribe button.